Welcome to In Our Community. I'm your host Vidya Pradhan, and this is our second episode about a very interesting nonprofit organization called Next Generation Nations, or NGN.org. My guest today is Sanjeev Tanna, who's the CEO and founder of this organization. If you haven't seen our previous episode, please do so, because there we talked a little bit about the motivation behind NGN, the format of NGN, and very excitingly, the competition that NGN is going to conduct for high school students at the end of the school year. We also talked with two wonderful, ambitious, passionate high school students in our previous episode, so be sure to give that a check out. It's also on In Our Community. Sanjeev, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
In this show, we will be talking with Sanjeev. I'll be talking with Sanjeev about his website, ngn.org. It's a very rich, well-populated website with a lot of information and pretty much the driver of the information that he wants to give to the students. The high school students will be starting their clubs through NGN Nation. And the objective of the website is not just to inform the students about the goals of NGN, but also to teach and educate them about world issues and give them the resources they need to be able to tackle some of the challenges their generation faces. So Sanjeev, why don't you walk us through the website? I think let's go to ngn.org,
Right.
Next Gen Nation, that's where we are. And first of all, we have the menu item subjects, which I'm very fascinated about, because that's what tells us about what are the issues that you picked that for NGN to have a focus in. So let's take a quick look at that.
Sure. So Vidya, I just want to just remind our viewers that this is a platform, or this is a online education platform, rather than just saying as a website. Because this is an interactive platform, and I'll just show you that. So, like you say that. So first we have this our homepage. In homepage, what you see here is the goal here, and then there are 3 stories behind this goal, and then we have some information about some messaging for viewers. Or they can do some interactions also. That okay, they want to start some youth movement, they want to join the club. So that you can see with the sliders. And
that particular, I want to just linger a little bit on that photograph, and that is your first batch of founders of the NGN Club, isn't it?
Right, right. So we had a summer NGN leadership at my house, and these are all presidents and vice president, or I'm going to say leadership team. In their own school, and that was our first one, right? Exactly, and it went very well. I thought it was like 4 or 5 hours. We hang around and we talked about how do we successfully implement this Club NGN into their schools.
And I want to emphasize that this club is open to anybody who wants to participate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
And it's just this is the initial group has been formed through word of mouth mostly,
yes.
But then in the future it's going to happen by the school environment.
So our goal is that to expand our number of, right now we have 5 schools. We're going to expand into 100 or 120 schools all over USA, Africa, Africa, Australia, and India. That's
Wonderful.
our goal is within a year. So once again, going back to this homepage, you will see that goals, and underneath the goals, you will see either the news, or you will see video instructions created by NGN staff members. Mainly, I'm the one who's creating these video lessons. So now,
and the idea, sorry to interrupt, but the idea is to provide them that basic information if they had not been aware of them so far.
Right. So we basically, the video lessons which I create, it's all about, okay, here are the problems, we have it, and here are the root causes, and here are the impact, and here are the possible solutions. So this is one way of teaching our learners, or that okay, before we talk about the solutions, before we talk about big global issues, learn the basic. What are the issues? And that's how I'm going to cover that. So we created this 21. So on your left hand side, you will see a subjects. So the first thing you will see NGN 2120 goals. So these are the 21 goals. They are foundation of this NGN.org, or Next Generation Nations.
What is the 2120?
So it's kind of a funny story. When I created this NGN, I just always wanted to bring some focus, and because my background is entrepreneurships, and when you start the project, it has to be focused. So I created 21 goals. And then I said, what's the timeline? I said 100 years.
Oh,
so it happened that it's 2120. By year 2120, we want to solve all these issues.
I almost wish I could be alive to see if it does happen.
And that's one of the goals. Take a look at number 5th. We want to make sure that we have guaranteed health care, cure deadly diseases, and live longer and healthier. I would like to live more than 150 years old, and I do. And then I would like to live healthier and happier. And that's where the challenge comes out. How do we, curing aging is also a disease, in my view, okay? So how do we cure aging process? I mean, that's what one of the goals students will learn about it. So these are the 21 goals, and these are the interactive goals. I have put a lot of efforts on goal number 9, so I'm going to walk you through goal number 9.
Let's do that.
So that's so it's interactive also. So that's about create a non-violent, tolerant atmosphere around the world and ensure peace, liberty, and justice for all. So
it seems very timely.
It is, especially what's happening right now in the world right now.
Absolutely, we are all getting into our little, tribes,
right,
and fiercely disagreeing with people who don't agree with us. Yeah,
and the country has been divided also. Let's just face it. Right now, the way the situation right now is
very partisan.
So what we did so first thing what you see here is that once you are inside the goal, inside the subjects, you will see that 4 different kind of content. One is the news, second is videos, third is the position papers, fourth is articles. And I'll walk you through what exactly the meaning of that. So the news has been created by any one of the media. So what we do that we curate the news. We don't produce the news. And I would like to say that where the mainstream media stop their news, this is where we pick up the news.
In fact, I would say that especially for American television, there's not really any emphasis at all on global news.
Right. I mean, so I think some of the mass media, they just focus on what's happening in the world, whether it's good for viewers, are they getting good rating, and they forget about it. What we've emphasized, students, that you don't want to forget about it. So for example, just yesterday, we put this news about human trafficking, okay? So one thing you will see that our way of presenting news is different. So first thing is that what are the issues right now, okay? And then this news came from the conversation. That's one of our people we are collaborating, and this is the news media. We asked for their permission if we can republish their articles, and they were very much happy to share with us. So this is the republication of these articles that for human trafficking you don't have to look far, okay? And
this is an article or a video?
This is the article. This is the article. This is the news. I'm going to say this is the news. It's been written by someone from Texas, a professor, right? And then the interesting thing about our way of capturing the news is that you will see on your right-hand side goal. So what it is that this is the news, and we remind our learners, our students, our viewers that, look, here is a problem, and here is our goal.
So these are the goals that conform to this
and this goal, it fits into this news that, okay, look, this is about human rights, and this is also about creating a non-violent environment.
Right.
So this is the way we are presenting the news, that you have goals here on your right-hand side, and you have news. Now you just go to the news.
This is the article itself.
This is the article itself. Now, what you see right now here is 2 things. So after the article is done, we ask students that, okay, now let's just debate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It looks like what you're creating is a resource curriculum for teachers in class.
Right. So you can integrate this into classroom also.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for us to put our website into next versions where we can connect the Google Classroom with our website.
It's just like the little thing that kids watch every day, the news segment that they watch every day in school. So this would be part of the curriculum where maybe they're in their sociology, history, or English class.
Exactly. So one can start debate right after this, and we provide the debate subject. Another thing interesting about is that we create a quiz also.
Mm-hmm.
So after you are done with this article, we asked the question that, okay, in this case, one of the girls called Zena, she went to the Medicare or the emergency care or hospital.
It's a reading comprehension quiz of sorts.
Right. So we do ask the question that, okay, that the Zena, she went to the doctor or hospital, and she was being asked to go back, and then she was again being asked to go through sexual activities. Those are the kind of human trafficking activities. And so the first time when she was being admitted to hospital, nobody picked it up because she was not being asked the right questions.
Right.
And that's not written by me, but it's been written by
Yes,
this
I mean, this is
professor,
coming
right?
from the article.
This is coming from the article.
Yes.
So this is the reason. So we just ask our viewers that, okay, look, you go to this article and there's a quiz and you need to answer that quiz. So it's an interactive platform.
And also some resource for teachers.
It's resource for
start the
teacher also,
discussion.
right? So many times teachers, they focus on, most of the time teachers in school, they focus on their core
Curriculum,
curriculum, right?
yes.
So this can become helpful to them if they integrate our platform
Absolutely.
into their classroom. So this is the way we provide news.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much sure this news will not be, it may be forgotten, okay? I don't know that, but at ngn.org, we'll keep it alive.
Right.
And we'll keep it alive till no more human trafficking in entire world. And that's what it is about. That how do we?
What if there's more information about the same subject? How would
Yeah,
how
so
would
we'll keep on adding we'll create a thread underneath this, and then we can easily connect under. Again, this will also come into our goal number 9, but we had to keep on adding the news on top of this. Okay, we can always go back and edit that also.
Right.
So the main thing is that, like I said, we have debate, we have quiz, and in one snapshot, viewers understand that there is a problem here, and there is a goal here. We need to work towards it. So this is where most of our stories are created. So now let me take you back to video lessons. And these are the video lessons created by one of the students.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Rishabh. He's one of the Cupertino High School, and he's the president of Cupertino NGN Club. So this is the video either we create, NGN create, I create, or our staff creates, or we ask students to create. In this case, Rishabh has created. So if we have 1.5 minutes, do you want me to?
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so this is Rishabh is one of the founders.
He's a founder of the Cupertino Club NGN.
And was he also part of the brainstorming sessions about the direction of the club?
Yeah, in the beginning, I did talk with him quite frequently. How do we set up Club NGN? How do we reach to them? Okay, let's just see.
Let's listen to this. Do we have audio?
I think audio could be a part.
Human is 99.5% similar to any other human. It is this 0.5% difference that makes us all unique. If 2 people from a crowd are randomly picked out, what are their differences? It can be possibly inferred that almost anyone will say that the 2 people vary in gender, race, ethnicity, height, weight, looks, name, or other factors. What most people don't recognize is that they're both human. Society classifies different people into different groups based on their superficial personas and features which they are born with. Society doesn't care for the common ground that all these people share, which eventually leads to discrimination, racism, sexism, and segregation. This is where the problem starts, and you can help solve it. I believe in one world, one race, one voice, 1V times.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of history about what is this 1V times. So before I founded this NGN, I had this 1V times. That's one world, one race, 1V times. And that's how it started. I mean, so I did some experiment.
Yes.
And then ultimately, I end up with the next generation NGN name. So just in case, if viewers are wondering about what is 1V.
What 1V
right,
is.
right.
One
So,
voice is a wonderful.
Yeah.
No, but let me ask you this: who has access to producing videos and having who can do this?
So that's a good question. So why don't we just go through a get involved?
Okay.
So anyone can create the video,
Okay.
but before you start creating videos, start publishing, blogging about your opinion, or you start writing essays which you can publish for your high school or for your college admission, there is a process here. The step number 1 is that you have to log in and register yourself, number
Okay.
1. Okay, once you register yourself, you can get a channel. And now that's a unique thing about our NGN platform, that everybody gets the channel as soon as you register it. In this case, we are building up our portfolio right now. So we have some viewers who already started working on creating their own channel. So in this case, for example, I'm going to take my example that this is my channel, okay? And again, everybody will get the channels as soon as they register to ngn.org. And if you look at my work, I have created several video lessons. And that video lessons, mainly I'm talking about water crisis in India.
Okay.
My goal here is to reach to the Indian kids, Indian next generations, that, okay, India is sitting on the verge of water crisis. And I'm just walking them through government articles. There was a report by Government of India, Water Management Water Management Index. So I just the report was very complex. So I just split into 4 or 5 different videos and simplify for them. So again, this is one of the way we are reaching there. So anyone can. The point is that anyone can create the video lessons. Anyone can write articles. Anyone can publish the news. Of course, we curate that. So once you create the videos, it comes to us. We make sure that it's not offending to anyone, and we approve that. And it gets, most of the time, it does get.
Is there someone also doing fact checking?
We are. Not to the extent I would like to do it, but moving forward, I'm talking about a year from now, we'll create a collaborative platform where if you submit the video or news, your community will be doing a fact checking. So right now we are doing it, whatever the resources we have it right now.
Okay.
So to answer your questions, anyone can create the video, anyone can write the news.
So long as they're members of.
So long they are the members of ngn.org. Anyone. Now the beauty about this having your own channel is that, like you have LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you have your own unique ID.
That's true.
This is the same thing, ngn.org/channel Vidya Pradhan.
Right.
So now this ID you can put in your resume.
Right.
And that's it. You don't have to brag anything about that I did this much community services and this is what I stand for. This is why these are the causes I care for. All you need to create your ID and put in a resume, and that's it. That would be good enough for anyone.
It's a good incentive.
Right. So we are creating a portfolio for whoever wants to do voluntary job.
And these videos have to be about one of the 21 subjects.
Yes, exactly. So the focus has to be 21 goals. I mean, and then 21 goals are broader. You know, I think
it is pretty broad.
Yeah,
so long any problem would probably fit into one of these.
Right. So one misunderstanding, or I just want to clarify to our viewers that these are not NGN goals. Our goal is to educate and empower the next generations, and they will solve the global issues.
Right.
These are the 21 goals belongs to the next generation nations. Our goal is to educate and empower. And the next generations, they are the one who are going to solve this problem.
Now, in these 21 goals, I did not see a subdivision. I know for the competition itself, you're bringing in a much sharper focus.
Right.
So as to not overwhelm the children also.
Right.
So there are a certain amount of, so how did you come up with those?
Right. So let's just talk about competition. So competition is one of the core subject matter when we talk about high school activities, right?
Right.
So if you overview this competitions, we are finalizing these competitions, rules and everything, I would say by the end of this week. But pretty much we explain about there are 2 kinds of competitions, good governance and STEM competition. These are the 2 different type of competitions we have it. And when it comes down to competition subject matter, let's just go to the STEM competition. So within STEM, we have selected 15 topics.
Okay,
for this year.
So the competition, the teams, we actually, I don't know if you talked about that in a previous episode, but the way it works is kids join the club NGN in their high school, and within that they form teams of 3 to 4 kids per team.
2 to 3 kids.
2 to 3 kids per team, and then they pick one of these subjects, either the STEM subject or a good governance subject, and then they work on that particular subject throughout the year, deep dive, learn everything about it, and come up with a position paper on a solution. Right.
So they have there are 3 elements of the competition. One is the written research paper. They need to make sure that the position paper include the intense research on what are the root causes, the impacts, solutions they propose. So there will be 15 pages of a report that they need to submit. And then if this is a STEM competition, they'll be providing prototype or posters. Now the prototype could be functional or non-functional. We don't care as long as it communicates, it addresses the issue. And then the third part, this is where the team will present based on this Guy Kawasaki 10-slide model. And they talked about what are the issues, what are their business models. And literally, they are doing a role play for the co-founders. They are like a startup co-founders. They name the company, they register the company. Again, not literally, but we'll ask them where you are going to register your company, how you're going to raise your funding. So we are putting they're assuming the role of co-founders, just a typical startup.
You're treating solving world problems as a professional business approach.
It's a business approach,
okay.
right.
Is there also a grilling part where the judges can ask them questions about
Yes,
it?
I think this is where the judge will ask. So we are expecting a huge turnout. So it's a 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, I think overall it's a 15 minutes per team, but 10 minutes we'll ask students to make their presentation, and 5 minutes remaining for the judges to grill them. Right.
Okay.
So this is the competitions we are heavily rely on, and that is one of the motivating factor for many schools to join the. At
least in the initial years. And you're trying to seed the field.
And to be honestly, this is where I think this ngn.org platform. Our vision is that if you want to do some research, if you want to look for the articles, this is the platform you can learn about all the global issues. You don't have to go beyond our platform. And because we have our own resources, putting all the articles, news, video lessons, our own original articles, we started putting inside also. So, so we talked about subject. We talked about competitions. So here's a high school. Let's say if I want to bring NGN to my high schools, what do? You just go to the high school and just say, bring Club NGN, fill out this form, and then we'll get back to you in 24 hours. That's why it's that simple. So right now we have 5 schools we have hand chosen, but now
is it limited this year to only
this year? Year we are just going with only 5 schools. Next year it's going to be, we're expecting more than 100 high schools all over USA, and we do want to include international like India, Australia, and Africa. One club we want to select in those countries also. So anyone can start a Club NGN. If you don't know whether the club already exists, you can just go to the Find Club and then see if the club exists in your area or not. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the advisors. In the beginning, when I started, it's a student movement club, okay? I mean, most of the time, people start a club or company, corporation from top to bottom. I always advocate that let's just start from students.
Right.
Okay. And then later on, I decided that, that I need some help from students' parents and other professionals, grown-ups also. And this is where I think this one more element comes down, that we're asking for ambassadors or advisors from all over the world to join our mission and
They're
vision.
The mentors of
They are the mentors. So we just now started a meetup for NGN ambassadors, and we got like 25 members within Bay Area that are willing to become NGN ambassadors. So the goal is that these are the ambassadors. They will work with their local community, local high schools. They will set up, they'll send out some of the speakers. They'll set up factory tours. They will help the students in their project if they need help. It's a first year. The responses are good. We need to make sure that we connect the dots properly. Right. Because we have the students on one side, we have advisor on this side. So right now, You're
doing a lot of the work.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of work. But now I think we need to make sure it's scale up also. And for that, we have now some ambassadors from Southern California and Northern California. All I'm just training them how the club should work, and I'm just letting them do the work. So it's a scalable model.
It's so that you can scale it up. Yes, because I was wondering, if 100 schools, you cannot be there.
No. Yeah. So I think for this year, for the only 5 schools, I have become their advisors.
Okay.
But I think very quickly it should scale. It should be scalable. And this is the model that's been tried by many other clubs also. So I'm not the first one who had invented. But again, our club is a little bit different. Our content is different. Our goal is different. Our vision is different.
So for the first year, of course, this is going to be disseminated by all the founder members that you have, the leadership team that you have of students. and you said that it's closed for any more schools at this point. So right now, the focus of this particular website is just for informational purposes, isn't it? They can't actually, I mean, you can join, but you can't actually, you may not be able to actually participate in the competition itself, is that right?
Yeah. So right now for the high school students, they can join the club and then join the competition. But if you are not Club NGN members, then you can get your dashboard or you can get your channel, and you can start producing the videos and start publishing your news and articles.
So there's still a lot you can do with the website, even if this year you're not participating in the competition itself. You can log in, you can sign up, you can log in, you can take advantage of all the information that's out there and prepare maybe for next year for your school to
not only that, like I said, that there's an advantage of having your own unique volunteer's ID. Okay, that here's my ID, which you can showcase to anyone, right? I mean, and then under that you can just talk about your vision about changing the world. So this is a platform talking about how do I change the world.
So does that channel only, can we go back to the channel?
Yeah, sure.
Does that channel only allow video, or can you put in articles that you've written as well?
You can for example, you can there are 4 things you can do it. You can write down the articles and essays.
I see, yes.
You can create the news. I mean, so there's a difference between articles and essay. Article and essay, that's about your college activities or college publications or blogging. What's your opinion? News is about, let's say you have some news in your community, you want to share that news. So that's something you can do that also here. And the videos, we are keeping it to 90 seconds video. We don't want very elaborated videos. Within 90 seconds, you tell me the issue, the root cause, the impact, and the solutions. And it should be very straightforward. I mean, there are some clubs I know that they are running on just on 90 seconds video only. So so that's one of the, so therefore, and then if you want to write down position papers, which you want to submit to your local community or your local governance, then we give you an opportunity to write that also. So we have right now at least 200 right now. As of speaking, I have 200 position papers right now written over last 4 months. It's just that I did not get a chance to upload that. It's just a matter of time. We'll just upload it.
And these are all written by students?
These are all written by students. I didn't have to ask them. They heard about from somewhere and they just submitted to us.
Let me talk. STEM is something that comes naturally to these kids. Governance may not be. This might not be their exposure. Have you shared this idea with local members of the government, and what kind of response have you got?
No, it's a good question. As far as sharing this idea with the local government, no, we have not done it yet, but that's the direction we need to go, where we need to ask, not only we had to ask them, but we had to ask them to participate in our club also.
It's an important thing, because you can come with all the ideas you want, but if the political will isn't there to enforce a lot of them.
So there's competitions. We have finalized the competition this week, and our goal is that to reach out to our city mayors. I know a couple of city mayors, and we are going to ask them to join our board of advisors also. And then
that makes sense.
We are also going to ask them to join us and become judges also. Because there are some students, they will select strictly good governance as their competitions. And at that time, we want to make sure that we have competent judge sitting and grading the students' work.
Absolutely. Sanjeev, we're pretty much running out of time. That brings us to the end of the show. So viewers, I just want to quickly recap what we discussed in this particular episode for Next Generation Nations. We had a drill down on the website. So if you're interested, there's a lot of information out there. It's ngn.org, as you can probably see on your screen right now. Please do take a look at that. And of course, I'm sure there's some contact information to reach out to Sanjeev and his team to get more information on that and how your high school student can participate. Sanjeev, it was a pleasure having you in the student today, and I'm really excited to see what these young students are going to do in the future.
Vidya, thanks for inviting me. Thanks a lot.
That's it for In Our Community show on Next Gen Nation today. I'm your host, Vidya Pradhan, saying thank you and goodbye.